Okay, welcome everyone to our November 2023 Prayers for Humanity. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us for this gathering, which supports us and really is designed to support all of our sisters and brothers of the planet and Earth Gaia herself. So my name is DelVecchio. For most of you, I see all of our familiar faces. And of course, my beautiful co-host, Koryanka, is here for us to facilitate today. Our theme today is sovereignty. And what I'd like to do is invite us all to dance first. So I'm going to share with you, the song today is called Another Child by Alicia Bria, or maybe it's Brilla, but it's two L's, so I'm thinking it's Bria. And so I'm going to just pop that in the chat here. So if you like it, you can find it. And I kind of want to, I don't usually say much about the songs beforehand, but I want to say for this one, if you listen carefully to the words, it's saying, it's easy to hear, you're just another child, you're just another child, you're just another child, which can kind of feel like, oh, well, great. But it's actually, you're just another child of the universe. You'll hear her say at the end of every time she does that refrain. And while that might seem a little paradoxical to our theme, which is about sovereignty, I'm going to see how that weaves in. I feel it weaves in really beautifully. Plus, it's a great song to dance to. So without further ado, oh, wait, 6 people entered the waiting room already. Wow. Okay, let me admit them. Okay, so let us get our little dancing shoes on, or at least get in the body with this beautiful and quite short song. It is only, let's see, it's just under 3 minutes. Okay, here we go.
Back when you were just a sample.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. My apologies. I want to share sound because it will be much better. So let me do this first. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Now it should sound pretty darn good.
Back when you were just a simple girl, you found love in a very cruel, cold world. Young and free, happy 'cause your dreams grew wild. Many years you've seen, but you were still another child. Well, you were just another child. Whoa, you were just another child. You were just another child. Whoa, you were just another child. Hey, darling, you were just another child. Whoa, you were just another child. You were just another child. Whoa, the universe. See the way the stars align. See those wrinkles on your eyes. See the silver in your hair. You still can be more aware. You were just another child. Whoa, you were just another child. You were just another child. Whoa, you were just another child. Well, you were just another child. Whoa, you were just another child. You were just another child. Whoa, the universe. Say no. Child, you were just another child. Whoa, you were just another another child. You were just another child. Whoa, whoa, you were just another child. You were just another child. Whoa, whoa, the universe.
All right, thank you. Come on and have a seat. I've lost you, Corey. Where'd you go? Oh, there she is.
I'm right here.
Yeah, I oh, you ended up not being pinned. Okay, there we go. All right. So everyone, let's just take a breath or two, especially if you got your heart rate up with that. Just taking a deep breath and really feeling into how true it is that you, we are children of the universe. We are the beloved child of the One. And even though that song has the ironic phrase, you are just another child, you are the child of the universe. And so as we breathe and connect in with our hearts, our breath, feet, bodies, and the universe itself, let us just expand that heart connection to be here with each other now at this auspicious time where we have the possibility to remember our sovereign divine light as children of the universe or God, Divine Mother. Thank you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And again, our theme today is sovereignty, reawakening the truth of our divine origins and our right to sovereignty on all levels of our being. So I'm going to do a quick introduction of myself and my dear co-leader here, Koryanka. And for those of you who've been here many times, thank you for your patience with this. So my name is DelVecchio, and I'm a priestess of many years. And I am aware now that all of the training in this and many other incarnations were to prepare me for this time, to be able to support and facilitate groups, gatherings, and healings for those who feel called to be light leaders in this time, particularly women who identify with the sacred feminine and want to be emissaries of that grace that we are bestowed with at this time on the planet. And Koryanka, my dear sister, lives in Peru, and she is an Incan high priestess and medicine woman. She too is a transformational guide, working with awakened women who are ready to step into their sacred destiny and live authentically in that divine essence. Now, Corey comes from an ancient healing tradition in the Incan lineage, and her work as priestess, she continues sharing these ancient spiritual practices and teachings as part of her ancestral legacy. And, you know, Corey and I have been doing this now for, I think it's over 2 years, with a few months we've missed in between. And many of you have joined us for many of those. So thank you for that. And I'm going to go more into the concept of sovereignty in a bit, but I would like to invite Corey now to take the floor and open sacred space for us today.
Thank you, Dawn. Yes, it's been such a ride. We all getting together every month pretty much for Prayers for Humanity. We are helping make a difference in this world, and I thank you for that. Let's get started by going within, and if it makes it easier, you can close your eyes. We're going to say a prayer. And we can place our hands on our chest in the heart space. Divine Spirit of love and light, beloved teachers and guides, Pachamama, spirits of the mountains of the 4 suyos, the 4 directions, spirits of the sacred plants, beloved ancestors, grandmothers, grandfathers, spirits of all of our beloved teachers and guides, we welcome you with so much love. We know of your loving presence all around us. May you bless this sacred gathering. May you bless everything that we're here to do and co-create. Thank you for bringing your great wisdom, your medicine, and for letting us be instruments of divine light together with you, together in this beautiful community. Thank you for all you do. We trust in your beautiful love and light protection energy surrounding us at this very moment. Thank you for creating a bubble of protection all around us. And so only the high energy of divine light is present in our lives, in our homes, in our hearts and bodies. Thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. And so it is. We can take a relaxing deep breath, and you can open up your eyes when you feel ready.
Thank you, Corey. And thank you again for everyone who's joined and those of you who have just joined us. And we're going to go in now that Corey has opened sacred space with a beautiful prayer. We're going to go into the focus of our theme today. So I'm going to do a little talking, sharing, and then we'll go into a meditation. So, sovereignty. Our intention for this month's gathering is to fully claim our individual and collective sovereignty as living humans of the living earth. So we're here to gather with our to connect with our divine will, rising above the ego's personal will in order to remember and reclaim that sovereignty, that right that we have as conscious beings, as children of the universe, for our bodies, the body-mind vehicles we inhabit as we have this life experience, and of course the soul and the planet as well. So sovereignty of body, mind, and spirit. Over the last several years, we know the planetary shifts are now clear to many of us that there's evidence out there in the world of a shift in consciousness. Some of that shift is related to a timeline where abnegation, in other words, giving up of one's sovereignty, is the demand. And this is in the form of various and sundry ways of kind of hoodwinking, I would say, that's my opinion, hoodwinking some of humanity into giving up sovereignty. So, for example, bodily sovereignty. We went through a period of time, and there's still some of that going on. And really, I mean, even when you think about the requirements, the increasing controls of requirements of identification and stuff, one could argue that's in that realm of bodily sovereignty. But I'm thinking more about like all the health issues and the fear and the needing to prove one's status of or accept medical interventions in the name of a greater good. The attempts that were made to denigrate those who had a different desire for their bodily sovereignty. So we certainly see that. I mean, we've seen that in different forms of slavery. There's been many manifestations in this realm of taking away or trying to enforce the abnegation, the giving up of one's bodily sovereignty. Now, mind sovereignty, this goes a little bit deeper. That I want to tease out a couple things here, but I just want to touch on soul sovereignty as well. And perhaps we could get into a sort of theological argument here about this. Not that I'm inviting that particularly, but there could be other thoughts on this. But to me, the soul is always sovereign. That once we leave this realm and are not in the body, mind vehicles we are and don't have an ego attached to us anymore, we have a soul that makes choices based on a higher set of wisdom and guidance that we haven't had access to here in these body, mind vehicles. So there's the sovereignty of body, mind, and soul. And to me, I think ultimately, at the ultimate level, the soul is always sovereign. So I want to talk a little bit more about mind sovereignty now, because that is what's at play right now on the planet. So we saw in 2020 something roll out on the planet that looked like a big scary thing, a big hairy monster and a big danger. And there was some suffering and problems there, but there was a lot of manipulation of the mind. There was a great deal of manipulation within the media systems, but it was still, the focal point was around bodily health and living and safety and making sure that you get your injections to protect grandma and all of that stuff. But underneath that is really a mind manipulation that relied on things like guilt and fear based in social engineering and polarization. So that sort of has, in a sense, petered out. I mean, there's still some operations there going on, but not a lot. Now what we have is we've had a whole series of things that have been, I would argue, social engineering, strategically designed to keep people in fear or guilt, and of course, polarization, so that we're attacking each other. And that has come in the form of wars. That's come in the form of skin color identification, of sexual identification, of all kinds of things. There's been a great infiltration into the consciousness in order to get people to unknowingly abnegate, again, the word means give up, our sovereignty of our minds by feeling like we have to choose a side, for example, by feeling as if we have to polarize into right and wrong. And that's really what I want to get at here, is this idea of right and wrong. And that as long as we take sides, seek revenge, are on the defensive or on the attack, based on ideas, based on horrific things going on the planet, based on any of that stuff, we are actually not in our sovereign minds, because we're not connected to our divine will. We're down in the battlefield. We're fighting with our sisters and brothers. We're posting annoying things on Facebook, or being annoyed by annoying things on Facebook, etc. All of that it's literally siphoning our consciousness energy. It's siphoning our sovereign will to choose based on our inner guidance. So it's that idea, and some of you have heard me talk about this. Are we in the horizontal plane or are we in the vertical plane? Because if we're in the horizontal plane, we're looking around going, well, that's wrong and that's right, or that's wrong and that's right, or whatever. We're here, we're being pulled this way and that, and we're not in our sovereign energy. When we go vertical and we connect with divine will, with our higher divine will, then we can access our love, our compassion, our recognition that in this dream world of right and wrong, there's tremendous suffering that requires more love into the mix, not more polarization. So divine or higher will is not polarized. It does not take sides. It does not seek revenge. It does not defend or attack and believe that defense or attack are solutions, because it sees from the divine higher perspective that this is a dream. This is a distortion of the love field that is what we are as sovereign divine, another child of the universe beings. Divine will comes from loving kindness and compassion. And when we see the suffering and the problems and the troubles of this world, rather than seeing sins that deserve punishment, we can see that these are errors in understanding of the nature of where we are that require correction. Now, I want to make a caveat here. This does not mean we don't stop bad guys. We must sometimes do that. It's the quality of how we do that, and if it's in our lane to do so. So if it's in our lane to defend an innocent child because we're right there and we have, or we're somehow connected with the situation and we have the means to do that, we can do that. But if we do it from a place of the horizontal battlefield where we're railing and saying sin, 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 kill them, bad, bad, shame, kill, then we're in that frequency, right? And then we're not so helpful. So the sovereign mind, united with the divine will, sees the suffering, has the compassion, recognizes that when there's something for me to do in my lane, I will do it, but does it from a different place, not from a place of fear or guilt or the desire for retribution or punishment, but from a sense of presence and awareness. It's the presence, it's being in presence without resistance to what is another quality of this connection with divine will. And this is something I'm really personally in a 90-day sadhana of being present and grateful every day, being present and grateful every day. So when we resist what is, we suffer. We create suffering for ourselves. And we're living on a planet that has quite a lot of suffering. And so this is that paradoxical thing of divine truth, because on the one hand, it's super important that we raise our consciousness up so that we are not contributing to the miasma of suffering. And on the other hand, there's we need to witness, we need to know, we need to see. Not that I don't recommend watching the news every day. If your frequency is high enough, you can do that. I don't have one at all. But in other words, it's not about sticking our head in the sand. It's really about coming to a higher level, a higher frequency of love. And from that place, we drop a lot of the fear. And when we drop a lot of the fear, because we're present and we say, wait, nothing bad's happening here. There's not a lion at the gate, at the entrance to the cave, about to wipe my head off. Then we can make decisions from that place. And that's when we start to really tap into, well, what are my values? How do I feel? How do I honor my own sovereignty? And this is what we saw. Again, we saw this happen in 2020, where there was a small, I would argue probably much bigger than the media shows. There were people who said no to wearing a mask, said no to the experimental injections, said no to cooperating with tyranny, said no to using airplanes or whatever because of the requirement of abnegating one's sovereignty. That's the body level. But the mind level, again, is more subtle. This is where we really want to bring our awareness to what feels aligned with honoring my own sovereignty of my mind. So this is quite a deep topic. So what I wanted to do, actually, let me get something up here, because obviously in our short amount of time, this is not about creating some kind of lecture, but I do have a sovereignty prayer I want to share with you, and then we'll go into the meditation. So let me I'm getting that up here. I made some slides, actually. Now, this is a prayer that I created when everything started in 2020. And I would go out every morning and put my bare feet on the earth and watch the sunrise. And this is the first part. There's a much longer piece to it, but this is the first part. So I'm going to show it to you now. And we're going to go through it together. Okay, so can you see that? Can you give me a thumbs up if you see it? See it? Okay. All right, so this is Donnie's sovereignty prayer. And it just goes like this. And there's 3 sets of this, so you can say it, aloud. You're all muted. So I am the light, I serve the light. I am the light, I serve the light. I am the light, I serve the light. And I am sovereign. And then we do it again. That's another slide, but it's exactly the same slide. I am the light. I serve the light. I am the light. I serve the light. I am the light. I serve the light. And I am sovereign. And one more time. I am the light. I serve the light. I am the light. I serve the light. I am the light. I serve the light, and I am sovereign. Now comes something different, the next part. I have, and I use my hands when I'm saying this, because I'm standing outside and the sun is rising, my feet are on the earth. I have sovereignty over all of me through all time, space, and dimension. So this is a deep reclamation of your sovereignty. Not just in this incarnation, but in all the incarnations that you may have had, where you had to abnegate your sovereignty in order to go along, to get along, to be part of a military, to save your life, all of that stuff. We're not in that time anymore. So we can say, I have sovereignty over all of me through all time, space, and dimension. And in this now moment, because now is all we have, I call, recall, reclaim, and remember all of my spiritual gifts. My light, I said it a little backwards. My light, my sovereignty, and all of my spiritual gifts in service to love. So may that prayer serve you if it feels aligned for you. And I share it with you simply as this was my answer to what I saw going on. It was my answer to claiming my sovereign right to my consciousness, to my body-mind vehicle, and to call it back from all the other places in my life, in this lifetime as Dawn DelVecchio, in other lifetimes where I abnegated, where I gave up my sovereignty because I thought I had to, because maybe I really did have to if I wanted to keep living, because of social engineering, because of whatever, because it was a survival thing, because I had to feed my kids, all of that stuff. That's not the time we're in anymore. So we reclaim it. We pull it back from everywhere in order to hold it within us in this now moment. Okay. So I hope that that is helpful for you all and serves you. If it serves you, please feel free to use it. So, okay. So if you have any comments or questions, you can put them in the chat now. I'm just going to pause, take a little sip of my tea, and then we're going to go into a little meditation of connecting with divine higher will. So I see some happy faces and some great emojis. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the heart, Corey. Okay. All right, so we're going to go into our meditation now. So go ahead, make yourself comfortable. Make those little micro adjustments to your body so that you can sit in presence. There we go. And if it's safe to do so, you can close your eyes and begin with a few breaths to come into inner awareness. We're turning our eye inward. And let your energy drop down first to the base of the spine, or if your feet are on the ground, the bottoms of the feet. Just offering a few breaths there to make sure you feel grounded in the body. And you can even drop your anchoring cord down through the layers between you and Mother Earth, letting that anchoring cord drop in and down so that you can feel your connection with her. And this supports your energy body, and it supports your mind too, to feel safe, to journey onward, or in this case, upward. So from the place of the heart, feel into for a moment this word sovereignty. What does this mean to you? Does it mean a royal king or queen? Sovereignty is the right ownership of your consciousness and your body, your ability to choose for yourself. These are my definitions. You can look up the encyclopedic dictionary definition. And I'm using it in this way that's about you have the right to define your experience, to live your life in the way that is in accord with your guidance. Nobody else can be the authority of your highest guidance but you. It is your divine right as another child of the universe to follow your guidance, your soul plan. And of course, the trick is, at this time on the planet, when so many of us were born into a world steeped in separation from source and very much structured around depending on the masses to abnegate their sovereignty. The trick is for us to be in tune with what our guidance, our higher blueprint is. So as you feel your own body, mind, vehicle, and your own heart, your own breath, your own connection with earth, take a moment to allow impressions of your life to come up that reveal to you the things that you love, you like to do, things you're good at, experiences you've had which have brought happiness or expansion to you. These are your clues about your own soul plan, about your unique gifts, talents, abilities, passions, interests. So let them come in now. Let them reveal themselves to you, because they are your guidelines, your guideposts to your sovereign, unique, creative soul print. Because when we follow our own higher guidance, we are by definition in alignment with a higher happiness, more contentment, more peace. So from this place of having maybe some impressions, some memories coming up, some awareness, if anything arises for you where you feel like, oh, I should have, or I could have, or I can't, or I wish I had, just take a deep breath and blow it out. Let your judgments go. The past is the past. Come into this now moment, because there's always the chance to choose again. And so let those memories, those reflections, those awarenesses come close to you to be your allies now as we journey upward and inward to align with higher will, divine will. And so breathing now into the heart space and feeling delightful memories, feeling your skills and talents close to you, feeling your guides and angels close to you. Breathing into the heart, bring your energy and awareness up, up, up with each breath, sending an etheric cord up into the heavens, so above your room, above the roof, above the sky, all the way up, reaching up toward the central sun, the center of our galaxy, using that as our symbol of divine Mother, Father, God, source energy, connecting in. We're always connected. We're just giving images for the subconscious mind. We're strengthening this connection. We're really plugging in fully into our divine source energy. And as you connect in there, allow the downpour of divine creativity, higher will, and the right of your own sovereignty as a child of this universe to pour down that cord and down in and through and around your whole being. Feeling safe to receive, to access, to be guided by your highest calling, your greatest excitement, your greatest gifts. And as you feel yourself engulfed, embraced, held by, activated with this connection to your higher divine will, Let it wash over any of the regrets, the shoulds, the doubts, the uncertainties, the attempts to look into the future. Just let it all wash away so that you can breathe in this present moment in full alignment with your divine sovereign self. And we'll take a few moments here just to be in that energetic breathing, receiving. If you find your mind wandering, that's okay. Just bring it back in to present moment awareness. We are calling, recalling, reclaiming, and remembering our light, our sovereignty, and all of our spiritual gifts. Now, let yourself be held, nourished, fully drinking it in. And you may notice that the energy pours down and around you and through you, down your anchoring cord into the earth as well. For Earth Gaia, too, is ascending into a more sovereign state. Where higher frequencies will prevail and less harm to her body. And so now, as we are the receivers and also the transmitters of this divine sovereign light, sending that light down into the earth as well, and seeing the way it connects all of us, sending our light into Gaia, the way it connects in a network of light, supporting the new earth grids, supporting Mother Earth, supporting our sisters and brothers who are not in a place where they have the luxury and the blessing of such a reclamation that we are engaged in here now. And so let yourself open wider to really be the receiver and the transmitter, the conduit through which the energies of sovereign divine love light pour through you, saturate and surround you. Letting yourself be the living blessing that our earth so badly needs, that our human family so badly needs right now. Breathing, receiving, transmitting. And we'll take another moment here with this. And as you sit in presence with sovereignty, allow yourself to really embrace the knowing that you have the divine right to sovereignty of your body, your mind, your soul, your consciousness. Own it, claim it, receive it, remember it. Good. Okay. And take a final moment here to just really drink in any more of that feels good to you. And we're going to maintain an awareness of the fact that we are always connected with our divine creator. And we are always connected while walking in bodies with Mother Gaia. So acknowledging that right now, if it feels more comfortable to you to kind of retract those cords, the anchoring cord and the etheric cord, you can do that, or you can just acknowledge that they're there no matter where you go, how you move, lay down, stand up, headstands, whatever. You're always connected. Pulling your awareness now back into the heart space again. We're going to take 3 deep breaths that bring us back here into the room. So breathing in, exhaling, roll the shoulders gently as you exhale. Breathing in, exhaling, wiggling fingers and toes. Breathing in one more time. Exhaling. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so before I turn it over to Corey for a blessing, I just want to reiterate one thing, which is the reminder, and I remind myself of this too. We are children of the divine, and it is our divine right to have sovereignty over body, mind, and soul. And so when we connect regularly to the vertical axis, to our divine higher will, we can follow that guidance for what choices we need to make for our highest good. So may this serve you well, and may our group intention of 45 people here really emanate into the field in service to all of life. So thank you very much. And Corey, I'd like to invite you to come on to seal these energies.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. We can place our hands palms up, and bring your arms as high as you want or as high as you can do it. It feels good to receive our sovereign energy, our sovereign souls back to our bodies and lives. It feels good to be in this life, to be ourselves, and to receive the guidance and wisdom from the divine that flows through us, through our bodies, that is always there for us to access. And now we celebrate with arms up, hands in a receiving position, receiving with open arms this sovereign energy that belongs to you, to each one of you, to each one of us. And so it is. We celebrate together. I celebrate you being back to your center and your energy, back to your beautiful power. I celebrate each one of you. And let's celebrate each other. And we can do that moving our fingers like this. It's a fun way to celebrate each other, sending sparkles of light all over. Thank you. This is so much fun. I'd like to now invite anyone who would like to share how this experience of returning back to your sovereign being was like. Anyone who would like to share her own experience and just share with all of us how you're feeling as well at this moment. So perhaps, we can have maybe 3 people share. We'll see. Dawn is going to take a look probably at the time and see if somebody else can share, but maybe 3 people. You can raise your hands. You can do that using the hand raise button that is right there in the Zoom control. Take a look.
And as people are deciding to do that, I just want to quickly read here Maureen's comment. When I am not in my sovereignty, I leak my power, rendering myself ineffective. Spot on, sister. As I call back my power from all places, I come into balance, stepping back into my sovereignty and in coherent frequency with the divine frequency, becoming an effective being in service to the one heart. Wow. That was beautiful and poetic. And thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Mm.
Yes, I see we have Fanja. I don't know if that's how you say your name, but please, you can unmute yourself and share with us.
Hi everyone, I hope you can hear me. I'm here with my phone and also with my iPad because my phone is too small, but I need the headset which only works here. So yeah, thanks for this to organize this call tonight. It's my I think it's my second or third time that I'm in this group, and I really appreciate it. And with your question for sovereignty, and in this time, I wanted to share this because I had really hard time within the past weeks personally, because it really caught me, this whole, let's say, problematic that we all experience in the world. I think all of us in some point struggle from it, but because I have friends that live in this region and I really suffer with them. And it took me until recently to really get some healthy distance, and to really learn to keep this place, this safe place that I live in, instead of get really into it and be really eaten or consumed by all of this. So I think today is just the peak of what I am able to really get distant from all this, and it's very, very helpful also how you introduced the call today, starting with what happened in 2020, and it's great to also have this group that supports so much on going back to where we belong to. I always think like we born as children and we are pure, and then we get all our experience and we experience so many bad things. But sovereignty for me means to get back to the healthy, as you said, soul that we are, and learn to deal with everything else at the side. So thanks everyone.
Thank you so much. Beautifully said. Yeah. And I had a couple things I wanted to respond to that. First of all, I feel like you've really tapped into what Maureen had said about when we leak our energy, how we're not as helpful, and we're not in our power. And I feel to share this story that is so it's a Bible story, actually. It's the first time I did a spiritual training. I was about 21 years old, and this teaching came through. And it's about when Jesus brings Lazarus back to life. So when, Martha and Mary, they're very upset. Their brother Lazarus has died. Jesus comes back to the village or wherever it is. And they ask, they're crying, and he goes to the tomb and he has the stone removed. And Jesus stands at the doorway of the tomb and calls Jesus back to life. He does not step into the tomb of death with Lazarus. And this is symbolic, of course. Do we know really what happened? I don't know. But the symbolism is really important here. The symbolism is that when we witness others suffering, it's very important for us to recognize that it is only when we are in our divine sovereign energy that we are really of help. If we go into the tomb of their suffering and wring our hands and watch everything and how horrible it is, and I'm heartbroken and I can't sleep, we are not helpful. We're leaking energy. And so I'm very glad to hear that you have found the way back into your own alignment, because yes, our hearts can feel so torn up over the suffering of innocence and the fear that friends or the pain that loved ones are going through. That's part of this earth walk journey. It's particularly bad when there's war involved. That's part of what we're wanting to evolve beyond. But we have to be able to be in a place of our own alignment with a higher order of understanding. And another thing that may or may not be helpful for anyone here who's also struggling with the horrendous things we see. here in the horizontal plane. None of us actually really know what another soul's life plan is. We don't know what they signed up for. Now, this can be very, and I'm only sharing this with you because we've been journeying. Many of us have been journeying together now for 2 years. So hopefully by now, you know that I am not someone who would blame a victim or be in any way judgmental. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not looking from the horizontal plane. I'm looking from above. That we all choose incarnations to learn things. And when sometimes people are learning things through terrible situations, and even a child, and I know there are a lot of children who have lost their lives in this experience, and they're innocent, and they're also an eternal soul choosing to have an experience on a higher level, not here on the earth plane. I'm not talking about the earth plane. It's unjust, it's suffering, it's terrible. And if it's in our lane to do things about it, then we do things, we do what we can to try and mitigate suffering. And at the higher level, if this offers any comfort's not exactly the word, like a new perspective, to just shift the perspective to say, wait a minute, when I look at the horizontal plane, what I see when I look to the Middle East, I see something really horrific going on. It's heartbreaking, it's unjust, it's all of those things. Now, how can I be a light in this dark place? It's certainly not by stepping into the tomb with Lazarus and wringing our hands and being suffering. We know that. And it's also not going, well, they just had their soul learning, so who cares? It's somewhere else where it's like a holding of the field of love and mercy and compassion for all parties involved, in the knowing that from our perspective here in the 3D, from these physical eyes, we can't know what another soul signed up for. And so we can only offer as much love and compassion to the situation as possible. So I hope that's helpful. I hope I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. It's not my intention. It's really my intention to bring as much love and consciousness to what we're going through right now as possible. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else want to share on the line? I see Lauren has a message here, but I want to just check no other raised hands. Anyone? Okay, so Lauren says, this will definitely help me with this coming Thanksgiving week and dealing with the humans I will be around. Thank you. Yes. ACIM, which is A Course in Miracles, states to have empathy does not mean to join in the suffering, but to have compassion for the suffering of others. Yes, precisely. Said much more concisely by Jesus than all the words that I just gave it. Thank you for sharing that, Lauren. Darcy says, blessings to all of you beautiful souls gathered here now. Thank you, Darcy, and to you. Anyone have anything you want to share before we complete for today? Okay. All right. So just, did something just come in here? Alia says, thank you, Dawn and Koryanka. I celebrate each and every sister. Oops, it bounced. Here. We are here at this time to be love. The only side there is. Yes, that's right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so before Corey closes the space, just quick.
Sorry, I think I saw someone's hand up. Nancy?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi. I wanted to say what you just guided us through in this book called The Law of Light. It describes how Jesus is contained within what's called his energy field, I believe. He calls it the robe of glory.
Oh.
And it's filled with the light that he breathes in. And so I read it, but today I was experiencing it because that's what Jesus did. You know, he was just bringing that light in and being that light and love in presence to everything and everyone. And in his time, the way I understand it, he was the only one that could sustain that. And he was modeling that for us. And he was being that love and light. And what we just experienced was in this space that's our sovereign space, we're breathing that light and that love into our hearts and radiating it out. And so I'm just grateful that I got to experience something that I read about that's so precious and meaningful to me. So thank you. And to do it with all of you just feels such a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you for sharing that. Wow, that's news to me. So, but I'm guided often by Jesus, and these meditations are always guided. So yeah, beautiful. The Robe of Glory. Okay. Please share the book title again. Yeah, what was the actual the book is called The Robe of Glory. Okay, great. No, is it? What's the book called? Oh, you're muted again, Nancy. Nancy's muted. Oh, The Law of Light. She wrote it in. The Law of Light.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's just a beautiful book.
It's
my new Bible. It's like, it's got everything in it you ever needed.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. I just want to make an announcement here, a couple of announcements. We will not be having our prayers in December or January. I'm about to fly over to the other side of the planet for my winter sojourn in Southeast Asia. So we'll have something in February, but December is just kind of me resting. I've done a lot this year. I'm quite tired, actually. And then January is when my husband and I have our vacation. So we're going to be vacationing. And then February, we'll obviously, as we always do, we'll send out the emails once Corey and I get together on when that will be. So I want to wish you all a most happy and blessed holiday season and great vertical alignment with your higher will as you navigate family and food and too much sugar and who knows what else you might be navigating in these times. So over to you, Corey.
Yes, thank you. Oh, I have to laugh at that because, yes, there is plenty of sugar during Christmas time and lots of yummy things to eat and enjoy. Let's go into a prayer, already a prayer of celebration, because this is the time of the year we are celebrating. We're going to place our hands on the chest, right there on that heart center. We can take a deep breath, drop within. Divine Spirit of love and light, beloved teachers and guides, Pachamama Amorosa, spirits of all of our loving guardians, spirit guides, grandmothers, grandfathers, ancestors. We offer gratitude for your presence in our lives, for every blessing we have received this year and the many blessings that you're going to continuously give to us next year as well. We say thank you for our families, for the divine light shining through everything that is happening in the world. And we are already in this state of gratitude and celebration. May the blessings come to your homes, to you and your loved ones, now and always. With so much love we receive those blessings. And we are contributing also our blessings to the world. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And we'll see each other very, very soon. You are so loved. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, everyone, for this beautiful gathering.
Many blessings, everyone.